Hello, welcome to Stirling North Primary School. Our names are Flynn and Charlie and we are the student leaders. Stirling North Primary School is located 300 kilometres north of Adelaide. It nestled between the Flinders Ranges and the Spencer Gulf.
Over the past few years, our enrolments have steadily increased and we have now just over 360 students and 50 staff.
What I love about Stirling North Primary is that everyone, staff, students and the community help out each other. We are good at this because we get to practice and develop these skills when we work in teams. When we are learning, our teachers try to make learning engaging and fun.
They do this by making sure we know exactly what the curriculum is about, what our learning intentions are, and we get a say in what our learning tasks and activities are. We also get to design our lessons and set learning goals for our subjects. We reflect on our learning goals and are self-motivated to improve.
Our journey started about 2016 where we wanted to bring fun to the school, and I think to do that we need to work on engagement. So the best way to engage students is to have them involved in the learning, and that happened in a variety of ways initially. I used a Fullen article, Indelible Leadership, as the vehicle to be able to get that as a platform for our 4-year journey. The initial part was allowing students to co-design the learning, and what that did is it enabled greater engagement, less behaviour, which teachers obviously love, and we found that the output that students were doing was far better than just the teacher controlling what was going on. So initially it was student-led, students had a say in what was happening, and our projects were more around real life situations, and the enthusiasm that we were seeing was far greater than what we were getting beforehand. We found the general capabilities really important to go after. So the general capabilities in personal and social capabilities and critical and creative thinking were important because they were the lifelong skills, and we needed to teach those things in project-based learning, and play-based learning for that matter as well. In terms of the play-based learning, it's harder for early years to have a greater voice in what's happening. There needs to be the basics and the foundation, but we found that we were missing some of the areas. So that's where we incorporated a play-based approach where students could pick and choose from a variety of activities, and teachers are able to provide ongoing formative assessment, which was able to continue their learning forward.
So in 2017, we looked at ways we could start incorporating student voice in the reception classes. So we decided to come with an approach of play-based learning.
Initially we probably weren't great at student voice in the early years. It was mainly around project-based learning from 3 to 7s, which we had great traction, but we tried to find a way to get it in our early years. And to be able to teach the personal and social capabilities is really hard unless there's a play-based theme. So student voice in these areas where the teacher says, this is the potential learning intention, the students show the success criteria in a play-based approach. And it was a way for students to go, I really want to do this, I really want to focus on this skill, I really want to work with others, but I don't quite have the skills yet. That's where the teacher jumps in and goes, this is what you guys need to do. That's where the explicit teaching occurs, to be able to teach the literacy skills and the personal and social capability skills. And students are in control of their learning, and it's fantastic to see.
In 2019, we decided that we wanted to challenge ourselves and step out of the classroom because we feel like we've achieved what we set out to achieve in the classroom. So we've taken our learning from inside the classroom down to a nature play space, which we call Beyond, which students are still working on the same skills that we set up inside the classroom, but instead we're doing it outside. When we started designing the outdoor learning space, we went back to the start of the year and we looked at our excursion to the arid lands and how we got kids to pose questions about outdoors and what they've been doing and interested about. So students have had a big part to play in how we've created Beyond. So they have decided what they wanted it to look like. It's still in a design phase of what we're doing there. We do have sticks for teepees and loose parts. We've made tyre swings and swings in the trees, but it's still a work in progress.
Discovery time is learning about something. We learn about what we want to play with in discovery time.
I don't think anyone could argue with the benefits of nature play that it gives kids physically, but I think that sometimes people underestimate the benefits of nature play to the critical and creative thinking and personal and social capabilities area.
That I can swing on the tree, on the branch. I can go to the big one to down, or I can go to the small one or big one.
Is the bottom one easier?
It actually shows evidence that being in discovery time, but also being in beyond, actually increases their engagement and actually increases them being able to practice their general capability skills. And we've seen huge improvements in children, especially that struggle socially, being able to start engaging in play, initiating play, which has been a huge thing for them to be able to achieve.
My learning goal is to use expression when I'm reading every day.
My learning goal is expression, and I know how to use expression.
My reading learning goal is to read smoothly.
My writing goal is a capital letter and finger space and a full stop. When I read a book, I look at the picture and then I use my finger. If you get up to a word you don't know, then stand out 3 times. And if I still don't know, I skip the word and come back to it. It's more fun when you choose your own learning.
In terms of our process with having student voice and making sure that teachers are using formative assessment strategies and engaging students, we've seen a 21% increase in enrolments, a 2% increase in attendance, and a 45% decrease in behaviour. Our last 3 years for NAPLAN, we've had our highest Year 7 reading and numeracy results on history, and this year was our highest Year 5 reading results. So it translates into other areas of the curriculum. If the kids have a say in what they're doing, then they've got this invested interest to be able to say, yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I'm getting feedback from the teacher, and it's showing in our results.
I think the most important formative assessment strategies is we've always got a clipboard, a note-taking ability to write down as much as we can to get any sorts of information, particularly on the focus that we've got. But we also have a focused child on each of those days too, so you're paying particular attention to one child and what they do during that day.
So as a result of having clear learning intentions and directed feedback, students are more motivated to learn about set things. They're improving on their literacy and numeracy. They're transforming their knowledge from literacy and numeracy lessons and putting them into a play-based situation.
I think we're in a time where people are entertaining kids a lot, and it's not our natural instinct to step back anymore. But I think it's really important that we do step back and we make sure that we give our kids the room to think for themselves and to make mistakes and to problem solve themselves and to work it out with their friends without going to an adult and saying, help me fix this. They've got the skills to fix it themselves.
Make the default yes. Make the default yes so that teachers feel comfortable to be able to try new things. If we've got this system within schooling where it's very rigid, schooling shouldn't be rigid and students should have a say in what's happening. And so if you're starting out, if you want students to be involved, within reason, make the default yes. Our involvement in Social Ventures Australia has been fantastic because we're connecting with lots of other like schools, so they're focusing on the same things. And sometimes in the busyness of running schools, it gets a bit hard to be able to focus on the things that you truly believe in. And connecting with these schools, it was great to see that there is an end journey, that we're on the same path, and so Social Ventures Australia provided us with the ability to see schools that were slightly ahead of us and slightly behind us as well, and it just showed that we were on the same journey. It was great to be able to link student voice and formative assessment together because that's what we all had in common.